And I forgot where we're going. One of the best ones we found.
One of the worst roads in the U.S.
Shocker, right? We are currently at our harvest host and we are getting ready to head out. I would show you how wonderful it is, but it's raining outside right now, so you're going to have to take my word for it. We are currently at the Tallahassee Automobile Museum, which offers you a great place to park right off 10.
It is a nice place.
But now we're doing something we haven't done in a while, and that's try to hit up a first come, first served campground. It's a small city park just south of here, so we'll see how it turns out for us.
But first, checklist. We're using our checklist. You never do anything without your checklist.
And if you need a checklist, we have several to choose from over on the blog, so I'll link that below. In the meantime, let's finish packing up so we can get the heck out of Dodge. While Phil's packing up, I will go ahead and enter our address in for our next park. We typically use our Garmin when we're doing our routing, although I do put it in. Why you got your butt right here in my face?
Sorry, I'm putting the dash cam. Sorry.
Although I do typically also put the address in Phil's in-dash navigation, but it is not up to date, so we don't rely on that. We typically just rely on the Garmin. Now, if you're looking for RV GPS that's safe, and I don't mean Google, and I don't mean any apps on the phone unless it is specifically RV safe, you can also use RV Life Pro. That's a great option. It's pretty inexpensive each year, and if you're already using RV Trip Wizard, then you already have access because it's a whole bundle. I'll link all that stuff down below. And I forgot where we're going, so let me go get that. We are headed toward Sop Choppy. Yep, that is the name of the city, so this should be interesting. It's an hour and 2 minutes from here, so cross your fingers when we get there. There's going to be a site, and preferably a full hookup site, because we haven't done laundry in a while, so we need to do some laundry and get ready for where we're going next, but we'll talk about that later. We've been here at the city park in Sop Choppy for about 4 days now. As you can see, the rain is gone, and this is a nice little city park. The campsites are 20 bucks a night, and there's like 20 campsites. You can get full hookups along the fence, or if you choose to be by the water, you can get water and electric. So it's been a nice little quiet stay, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So if you're looking for a spot in Florida, head on down to Sop Choppy, and hopefully we're saying that right. We got an email from someone talking about how difficult their bathroom is to navigate. And we thought instead of sending them a really long email, we'll take you in our bathroom and show you some of the things we're using to help navigate our biggest pain point.
And when she says we, she means her, because she's the brilliant mind behind the organization. I just go in and mess it all up.
Well, I don't know. He is the neat freak, so he does more cleaning than messing. All right, come on in. Let's check it out. First of all, notice how small this bathroom is. It is really tiny. It is the space we like the least because it is so compact. Now, if you're looking at a new RV and you're trying to decide one to purchase, make sure you do all the tests. First is you want to sit down on the toilet, make sure you have elbow room. Some of the larger guys will have difficulty in the bathrooms sitting on the toilet. And you want to do the same thing in the shower. Put your wings out, raise your arms up, make sure you're not going to bump your head, and you have room to spin. That will help you decide if the bathroom is at least large enough for you to do what you need to do in here.
You also want to check and make sure your feet don't dangle when you sit on the throne.
I didn't see that coming, but that's true if you're short, and that might be an issue for me. All right, definitely was with our last toilet.
Yeah.
All right, so come in the shower. Obviously, everyone's shower is going to be a little different. But the main issues with RV showers is the products that you use falling and hitting the floor, keeping everything organized. And I have to tell you, since we found these Tooletries, that has changed everything for us. And these are easy to get. They're on Amazon, and they're silicone, and there's no adhesive. You just wet them and stick them. And they pretty much stay up. We haven't had any trouble with them, except for this one falls every now and then. But they have really helped to organize us. We also have a way to put our soap, shampoo, and conditioner up. And I got to tell you, this is our third version, and it is the best version. So don't skimp, pay the extra amount, and you won't be sorry. Let's talk about cleaning the shower. That's an issue for everyone. And you don't want to put harsh chemicals down through your shower because of the seals will eventually break down and all that stuff. So we have a very natural, easy way to clean. And we simply mix 2 parts of water with 1 part vinegar and 1 part Dawn dishwashing detergent, and it keeps it nice and clean. All you need to do is spray, and I use this to help me clean. Spray your shower, or just use this and wipe it down after your shower. It's really simple. It only takes a couple minutes, and it keeps all that soap scum from building up, and you don't have to worry about what's going down your drain. What are
You
you
forgot
thinking?
to squeegee the
Oh, yeah.
glass
Yes.
so that you don't have those water spots.
We do squeegee. That's Phil's job. I typically clean for my shower. Phil squeegees. That knocks them both out without us using too much hot water, and it kind of divides and conquers the chores. Let's talk about medicine cabinet organization, because this is the main section of storage here in our bathroom. So it's really important that we optimize every inch as much as possible. So this is like the 4th or 5th iteration of storage that we have, and so far it's working the best for us. But I do have a great idea for something that's coming in the future, and if it works, I'll show you that. But for now, what we've done is we have acrylic containers, all different shapes and sizes. Higher is better, and that way we can section out everything and mainly keep things from toppling out. Every time we drive down the road, everything falls forward. So when you open the doors, everything tends to fall out. And that's the goal of these containers, not only to hold them in place, but keep them from falling all over the cabinet, all over the floor. Amazon is a great place. We got a lot of this stuff from Target. So just find different acrylic containers. And the one thing I want to let you guys know not to do that I've done is try not to get a container with the base smaller than the top. You actually will lose space, and things are more inclined to topple over this way. I have a lot of trouble with this one. Let's talk about this cabinet. This is another space that we have, and you can see we try to put all of our taller items here and our backups. And you can also see how Phil has devised a sneaky little storage for toilet paper. It's perfect, and it stays nice and tucked up there.
The best part about the toilet paper being up there is the toilet paper rolls smush. So you can put them up there and they expand when you put them up in that little gap, and it holds them in there. So that's a great little spot that I found by accident.
So that's a good reminder to check all your cubbies and look for that wasted space that's not being used. Speaking of wasted space, check this out. Talk about wasted space. Check out this waste of a cabinet. I almost don't even know why it's here. This cabinet is very tiny, and although it does mainly house all of the pipes for the bathroom sink, there still is some space here that we could utilize. So my goal when we get to our next location and sit for a little bit is see what I can do to try and make this more practical and actually use all this wasted space. And this cabinet is actually, there's nothing back there. It's pretty hollow, and it goes all the way to our fireplace. So let us know what you did to capture that space under your bathroom sink.
So I have a question for those of you that have this window box around your bathroom window. With this little extra space right here, this is just unused space that we'd like to capture. But have you taken this window box down and added something wider to capture space on both sides? And have you put in or found anything that had a small cabinet that would fit here so you could open up and put smaller items in there? I have seen pictures on the interwebs, but I can't remember where I've seen them. So if you have pictures or ideas for this, let us know. Another space for consideration would be here. But because of our corner sink configuration in the bathroom, none of this space behind this wall is usable. We have seen some folks that have recaptured and added cabinets and doors, whatnot here. It just won't work for us. So this spot is out of the question.
We spent last night in a Cracker Barrel parking lot, and it's actually one of the best ones we found because we were able to easily pull in without all those crazy islands.
Yeah, this one here has got a long straightaway on the backside of the Cracker Barrel where there are none of those silly islands that they put in. And it's always good to know how long your rig is with your tote or your truck, whatever your setup is, so that you know how many parking spaces you can take up. And for us, we need at least 8 parking spaces.
And that's not counting easing in and straightening out the Jeep. But
Right.
we need a minimum of that to park. So typically I go online and I will look at Google Earth or Google Map, whatever, and I'll be able to count all the parking places between the islands. So I'll know if we can fit in that Cracker Barrel or wherever we're planning to stop.
And another thing to look at while you're in there on Google Earth or whatever satellite you're looking at is how to get in and get out of the parking lot. This morning we watched a triple axle fifth wheel pull out of here, and he had to go up on the curb, and it was a little precarious watching him get out of here.
I was cringing.
Tight. Yeah, it was a little tight for him, but It's always good to look to see how you can get in and get out.
We are slowly making our way down 10.
Inching our way down 10, that's more appropriately.
Yes, so we spent a night at a rest stop in Louisiana.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Atchafalaya Welcome Center, I believe I said that right?
Yeah, sure. So it actually is a pretty good overnight stop. It is a little loud with the traffic, but it wasn't as bad as Cracker Barrel with the rain. So what are you going to do?
The Cracker Barrel one, I mean, it was a perfect spot. It had the space, but man, the rain just kept us up all night.
Not that it's Cracker Barrel's fault.
No.
And today we find ourselves at the Harvest Host we have stayed at the most of any, and that's because it is amazing, great beer, delicious food, and it is so convenient off the 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's minutes from the 10. The Crying Eagle Brewery is big enough for any type of rig. Tag axle, R-Pod, teardrop, you name it, it's got the space.
Now, I don't know how many RVs they actually accept, but I can tell you they do fill up quickly. There have been a couple times we've wanted to stop, but they were already booked. So once you know your schedule and your route on 10, make sure you book this place early. You don't want to miss it.
No, and last night there were 4 of us here, and we're the last one standing because,
Shocker, right?
We're just slow. But we're getting ready we're already done on the inside for the most part. We're getting ready to roll out of here.
And you don't have to drink beer to come here.
No,
I'm telling you, their food is so good. I had shrimp tacos last night, and they were killer. So pop in, get a good, quiet overnight before you head out to your next destination.
If you've ever been down 10, you know that it has to be possibly one of the worst roads in the U.S. that you could travel on.
I think it's the worst interstate there is. I mean, I feel like I'm losing my teeth. Like, I'm just going to knock them out.
Well, we did have a friend driving his 45-foot tag axle down 10 in and around the Texas-Louisiana area.
The
and
worst.
his tread separated from his tire. I mean, he hit one of the infamous potholes on 10 there, and literally his tread separated. We dread going down it, but we've gone down it so many times.
And then every time we do, we complain like we're surprised that it's so bad.
And they've been doing construction and working on these roads, it seems like the entire 6 years that we've been traveling up and down 10.
And it's not any better.
No, it's not. If you know of any other rough spots in the country as bad as I-10 there in the Texas-Louisiana area, let us know.
Oh, and by the way, for all you folks who have been to Alaska, which is worse, driving up the Alaska Highway or 10? I'm thinking 10 has got to be worse. But we're dying to know, so drop it in the comments. We are headed to Texas to get ready for our Today is Someday cruise, but don't worry, if you didn't make this one, we are already planning the one for next year, and it is going to be along the Mexican Riviera. Boy, that was hard to come out.
Say that fast 3 times.
So you are going to want to join us. So if you haven't joined our newsletter, I'll put the link for that below. So that way, whenever we release it, you will get first dibs on signing up. And we do sell out, so you're going to want to hear about it first.